Some people disappear without a trace. No warning, no final goodbyes. Just an eerie absence that lingers in the air. That's exactly what happened to 24-year-old Lillian Carter on November 17, 1998. She walked into a Seattle coffee shop to meet a source, but she never walked out. What followed was a tangled mess of corruption, anonymous threats, and a mystery that even today has no clear answer. Did she run? Was she taken? Or was there something even more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Let's dive into the case of Lillian Carter. Lillian Carter had always been a determined woman, the journalist who vanished without a trace. Friends described her as fiercely independent, a lover of investigative journalism, and someone who wouldn't back down from the truth, even when it got dangerous. Originally from Portland, Oregon, Lillian had moved to Seattle just 6 months before her disappearance. She had been freelancing for local newspapers, covering everything from small-town politics to business corruption. She believed the truth deserved to be exposed no matter what. But was that belief what got her into trouble? On November 17th, Lillian left her small apartment in Capitol Hill around 7:45 p.m. She told her roommate, Sarah Whitman, she was meeting a confidential source regarding a story she had been working on. Sarah later recalled that Lillian seemed tense that night, like something was weighing on her mind. But when she asked, Lillian just said, "I'll tell you everything when I get back." But she never came back. When Lillian failed to return home, Sarah became worried. It wasn't like her to disappear without a word. By the next morning, Sarah called Lillian's parents. Together, they reported her missing. 3 days later, police made a chilling discovery. Lillian's car was found abandoned near Pier 59, desolate part of the waterfront district. The car was locked. Her purse, phone, and keys were missing, but something strange was left behind. A small spiral notebook opened to a single page. Hidden in hurried handwriting were just 2 words: "He knows." Detectives scoured the area, but there were no signs of struggle. No blood, no evidence of an attack. The only clue was a blurry surveillance video from a nearby seafood restaurant. The footage showed Lillian walking toward the pier, but she wasn't alone. A man in a dark coat followed her just a few steps behind. Unfortunately, the video was too grainy to make out his face. With no leads, detectives turned to Lillian's work. What had she been investigating? It didn't take long to find out. Lillian had been working on a major corruption case involving a powerful Seattle-based investment firm, Halcyon Capital. She believed the company was laundering money through offshore accounts, covering up fraudulent transactions, and even bribing local officials. Some of her notes hinted at organized crime involvement, though nothing concrete had been published yet. The more police dug, the more unsettling things became. Lillian had been making a lot of calls to an unknown number in the weeks leading up to her disappearance. The number belonged to a burner phone, one that was now disconnected. Whoever she had been speaking to didn't want to be found. Had Lillian uncovered something she wasn't supposed to? And if so, had someone made sure she wouldn't talk? 6 months passed. No new leads, no new sightings. Lillian's case seemed to be going cold. Then a break. An anonymous tip led detectives to Daniel Reeves, a former accountant at Halcyon Capital. He claimed that Lillian had contacted him just days before she vanished, asking about financial records that didn't add up. Daniel was hesitant to talk. He looked over his shoulder constantly. When detectives asked him what he knew, he simply said, "She was onto something, but so were they." They? Who was they? Daniel refused to answer. 2 days later, he was dead. His body was found in a dingy motel room on the outskirts of town. Official cause of death, suicide by overdose. But the eerie part, there was no suicide note, no history of depression, and the motel's security cameras mysteriously malfunctioned that night. Investigators suspected foul play, but nothing could be proven. 2 people connected to the same investigation gone. A year after Lillian vanished, something unexpected happened. Her parents received a letter in the mail. No return address, no fingerprints. Inside, a single sheet of paper with just 4 chilling words. "Stop looking. She's gone." The handwriting didn't match Lillian's, and experts couldn't trace where the letter had come from. Was it a warning, a cruel joke, or worse, a confession? With no other leads, the case faded into the background. Over the years, various internet sleuths and independent journalists have attempted to crack it. Some believe Lillian is alive and hiding. Others think she was silenced for knowing too much. There are several theories about what really happened to Lillian Carter. Theory number 1, she was abducted and killed for what she knew. The most widely accepted theory is that someone within Halcyon Capital, or whoever they were working with, took her out before she could expose them. Theory number 2, she faked her disappearance. Some believe Lillian went into hiding, fearing for her life. But if that's true, why has she never resurfaced? Theory number 3, a random crime. Could it have been a simple mugging gone wrong? But then why the cryptic note? Why the connection to Halcyon Capital? To this day, Lillian Carter's disappearance remains one of Seattle's most baffling unsolved mysteries. No body, no answers, just questions that may never be answered. What do you think happened to Lillian Carter? Was she silenced? Did she run? Or is the truth even darker than we realize? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you love true crime stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay safe.